Hello my crafty friends, it's Marie from Marie's Vermont Creations, and today I am bringing you another Team Tiny hop. This one is Team Tiny Under the Sea, and this is our first sponsored hop that we are going to be partaking in, and our sponsor is 7 Kids Crafts, so I have linked all of their information below. This is again a hashtag driven hop, so if you click on the hashtag that's in the description of this video, you can follow along with all of the great content creators. The purpose of Team Tiny is for those channels who are not yet monetized. So this is ad-free. You can binge watch and enjoy all of the content without any interruptions. So let's get into the card. I am taking tumbled glass and my MFT Cloud stencil, and I am just putting down a light coat of this. I would have gone maybe a little darker if I had to do it over again, but it's very subtle in the background. This is my first time ever working with digital stamps. I had never done this before. These waves I created using my brother's scan and cut. I took the wave and then I added a rectangle to the bottom of it and attached them together in order to make the wave taller, because my plan was to stagger them with each other so that it looked like I had a thicker set of waves. I am using just a makeup brush and I am sponging on Salty Ocean, and then at the bottom I'm going to put on Mermaid Lagoon. The name of these distress oxides, by the way, seemed quite fitting for this being an ocean themed card. It's a mermaid stamp set. These are adorable digital stamps. I have the one that I'm using linked below, as well as the Facebook page for 7 Kids Craft Store, and obviously to the store. This I am using is one of the Ranger pens for embossing. I did it for the first one. I'm going to run along the edge of the waves, and I'm going to add some Brutus Monroe glass slipper embossing powder. I didn't love how this one turned out, so I do take my Versamark ink pad and put a heavier coat on and then use my dry paintbrush to kind of sweep off some of it. By the third time around, I had the technique down, so I didn't need to do that, but it gave the waves kind of a foamy look with a little bit of sparkle. So like I was saying, for 7 Kids Crafts, definitely check out their digital stamps. They have exclusive stamps, but they also carry a wide variety of different companies in their store, so it's definitely worth checking out. There is a coupon code in also the description of this video that will get you 20% off. It's good until July 19th, I believe. There's also free shipping on orders over $60. So definitely head on over and check all of it out. And like I said, the description box will have all of the information. So I am so thankful, you guys, to be part of Team Tiny. This group of ladies has helped me grow my channel. They're so supportive. If you have questions, if you just want to talk out your process, whatever the case may be, they're there, and they lift us all up. You know, we lift each other up, and I look forward to these hops every month. So I hope that you enjoy all the content. And like I said, I hope that you will definitely check out everyone else. Our little group is growing every month. We have more people joining us. So if you are a small craft channel and you are interested in joining us, you know, feel free to leave me a comment below. So I'm just finishing up putting the glass slipper embossing powder on to my waves. And then you can see up at the top off screen, I did print out the Little Mermaid and the rock, and I've colored those using my Arteza Everblend alcohol markers and cut that out using my brother's scan and cut machine. I had to actually print these at work because, don't tell them. Hopefully nobody's listening. I'm not sure. Because I couldn't get my regular printer at home to work. I have an HP. I didn't have time to fuss with it because I wanted to make sure that everything was, ready to go for this hop. And I think I might need new ink. I'm not really sure. I'm part of that sign up and you get ink when it says you need it, but we'll see. Now, right now I just adhered this down to the bottom of my card base, and if I had to do it over again, I would have placed it a little bit higher because I wasn't thinking that layer should have been closer, a little bit further up in the card. So my waves are a little further down than I wanted. I am doing a 5x7 card in honor of Kiona. She inspired me with all of her card making to, one, use my electronic cutting machine. I didn't use the Cricut this time, but and a 5x7 card. So I tried to pull that up and I was going to rip it and make a mess, so I decided I'm just going to go with it. So I'm just trying to place to make sure that my waves are going to work out for my mermaid and my rock, because my plan was to have them tucked in like they're in the middle of the ocean sitting on this rock, like she just swam up and she's sitting on the rock catching some sun. So I'm just going to adhere the other two down and cut off the excess as we go along, just off of the sides. And I'm just using my art glitter glue to adhere those down and making a mess on my table and cleaning it up as we go, of course, because you know, if you're not a messy crafter, what's the fun? And then for my last layer, I did adhere that using some foam tape to give that some extra dimension. So I put the foam tape right on the last wave that I had placed down, and then I will put the third one down. Peel off all the backing and get those adhered down into place. And I've tried to set them, because they're obviously the very same wave over and over again, so I'm setting them off from each other so that they look like they're not exactly the same wave. And then where I pulled it up and I put a little extra glue down there. And I had taken a piece of vellum and printed the sentiment, Hugs and Splashes, using my printer as well, because this was part of the digital stamp set. If I had to do that over again, I would have shifted it over to the right a little more, but I decided to cut it down and use my Xyron sticker maker, because this is a piece of vellum, so that the whole thing had adhesive on it so that it wouldn't show through everywhere. So that's kind of a little trick to either hide your adhesive behind things that you've already stamped if you're using like a wet glue, or use a sticker maker and make the entire thing one giant sticker. So I'm going to get that adhered down to the top of my card panel, and this card panel is 6.5 by 4 3/4 or 4.5. I could be wrong. And then I'm going to adhere my rock down flat to the card panel, kind of tucked under that wave section. And then I put some foam adhesive on the back of the mermaid. I do end up cutting the bottom part of it off because I don't want it on the rock, because they're not going to lay evenly. So I do end up cutting that little section off from the back of her and using some, there we go, I'm cutting that out. And then I will use some liquid glue to adhere that down flat to the rock. So then that way the whole thing is one even layer. I did have a few pieces that I was missing on the tail that I didn't want to sag, so I'm going to just tuck a few pieces of foam tape underneath there. So these digital stamps were fun. Like I said, I'd never used them before, so I did have a little struggle to begin with, but they're adorable and I highly recommend checking them out. So here I decided I wanted some of the liquid stardust from Lawn Fawn. So I'm just covering up the mermaid because I didn't want her to be sparkly, and I'm just going to water that down a little bit and take a paintbrush and just splatter that all over, just to give it some sparkle and shine, because what card would not be complete without some sparkle and shine? And then I'm going to get that adhered to the card base, and that is going to be this project. So please check out, everyone, like I said, click in the hashtag in the description of this video. There are several creators who have great projects. I can't wait to see everyone's take on these stamps. There were 2 different stamp sets that we could be provided from this great company, which again is 7 Kids Craft Store. So please check them out, show them some love, and I appreciate them sending us these digital stamps. It was a great time. So let me know what you think of this card. Leave me a comment down below. And as always, I hope that you have a great day.